experience I have ever been through. But it taught me a good lesson, because I had learned never to stay down. And sometimes that's not easy, because there's so much negativity in the world. We always tend to think of what's wrong instead of what's right. The other day, I was just walking into the store, and all of a sudden I heard this roar. I looked up, and down the street came this red Mustang. Turned in the parking lot right in front of me. Young man about 20 driving. And then he did the unthinkable. He pulled right up in front of this sign. Handicapped. Now, my mother spent the last 6 years of her life in a wheelchair, so this is a hot button for me. I walked right over, said, "Hey!" The young man slowly opened his door. And as he looked up, he reached back for his wheelchair. He said, "Yeah?" I stepped back and said, "Nice car." We need to focus on what's good instead of what's bad. 2 weeks ago, my company had a downsizing, and I lost my job. And so many people have been coming up to me saying, "Oh, don't worry. You're going to find this the best thing that ever happened to you." No! Winning the lottery is the best thing that can happen to me. Losing my job stinks. But my son Chris helped me put it in perspective. He said, "Dad, I'm not worried. You have a lot of skills." I said, "You're right, son, I do. In fact, Toastmasters give me a skill to do one particular job better than anybody I've ever seen." He said, "Really? What's that?" I said, "Welcome to Walmart. Would you like a cart?" I was down, but there was no way I was going to stay down. And it's not just the big things that will bring us down. It's that fool in front of you that doesn't know how to drive. It's that annoying coworker who always takes that last donut. It's the wet towel in your marriage. You know what I mean? You jump out of the shower, dry off. You set the towel down, certainly mean to pick it up as soon as you get dressed. You walk over, you put your clothes on, and you come back, and there's your partner. Let it go. There are things in your life that you have no control over. I mean, look at you. You were waiting for a good speaker. One thing I do know that we can control, and that's the way we treat the people and the circumstances around us. And I'm not really sure if it's better to be forgiven or a better privilege to forgive. But I do know it's not an option. Because when you don't let go, it will drag you down. It's all about that. Last summer, I went to see my doctor for a physical. Now, I'm a 17-year-old kid trapped in a 57-year-old body. If I had any idea I would live this long, I would have taken care of it. I'm sitting in the doctor's office waiting for him to come in. He walks in with his clipboard. Everything looks good, but. Have you ever noticed when somebody says but, it sends up a red flag and says, "Forget everything you heard up to this point. Here's the bottom line." But what? I'm afraid we found cancer. No. And I started to think about all the people I've known who have struggled with this disease, the chemotherapy, the radiation, what it's done to their body. And I stopped. I said, "Doctor, I have one question. Will I lose my hair?" Was I down? You better believe I was down. I was so far down I was ready to cry. But there was no way that I would stay down. Because I refuse to give up 1 minute of my life to worry when I can choose happiness. And it is a choice. We make that choice every day. Because there are times times when you will be down. The question is, will you stay down? Or will you choose to get down? The choice is yours. I wish you luck.